Make sure to record. Alright, it's perfect. Wait a few seconds, make sure you know. Hey, it's just the way you want it to be. I remember this only be 30 minutes, so. Okay, cool. Man, what's this thing? Oh. Let's see. Well, let's see what else I want to do. Okay. Yeah, I like that better. You kind of see the glasses tilted a little bit, but that's okay. And I'll make sure the camera view is just what I want. And then sit back. Right now. Okay. Alright. Islam family. Islam. Peace and love to you all. Peace and love. Greetings. My name is Malik Wali Bay, formerly Brandon Prophet Bay, and I'm going to make a video today discussing some of these fundamental truths about what's going on today. A video about courage, standing up for yourself, and just being yourself. Let's see here. I'm inspired to make this video because I just saw a movie. The other day. I can say this morning. It was called Moxie. Okay, and it was a movie about revolution and standing up and being true to yourself and having the courage to stand up and be yourself, you know what I'm saying, and not idly standing by and allowing someone else to dictate who you are or how to act. And I thought that was a good principles there. I've been telling my truth out on YouTube and out in the public venue for a few years now, and I felt it was necessary to put an actual audio video together so people could actually see and hear from me, because I know I got a lot of brothers and sisters that, you know, wonder how I'm doing and check on me from time to time, and they haven't seen me in a while. And I felt it was necessary to put a video out just to connect with my brothers and sisters once again. You know what I'm saying? It's very important for me to do that. And that's what I'm doing. Okay? let's see here. I don't really have a script, so I'm gonna just wing it as I go. I got some notes on the side here about how we'll go about approaching these issues, but the subject matter, I should say. But we're just gonna go ahead and just wing it and just see what's what, see how it plays out. Islam. So basically, the first topic is this. It's a movie about revolution and being yourself. And basically, a revolution is standing up and saying, "I am." That's basically what a revolution is. Like, I am worthy enough to just be who I am, to stand up for myself, to be true to myself. All right. I always have been, always will be. And I see some of my family members out here, some of my brothers and sisters, some of my neighbors, and they're not, for whatever reason, we'll get into those later, they're not standing up and just being themselves. They're not being true to themselves. You understand what I'm saying? They want to speak out, they want to say something, but at the same time, there's something preventing them from doing it, whether it be threat, duress, coercion, or intimidation of whatever manner. And revolution is basically saying, I am. I'm important. I matter. All right. I will not sit down and just be silent and not speak out about anything. I will speak out. I will say something. I will stand up and defend myself and be true to myself at all times. That's basically what it is. And I understand that. I understand that. I respect that. And that's basically what I'm talking about today. Revolution. And revolution is internal. It's not an external thing. It can manifest in the external. That is very true. But revolution, for the most part, is internal. It's about recognizing who you are spiritually and individually, and having the courage to stand up and just be that. Okay? And it's far too many times I see people not doing that because of what someone else may say, what someone else may do, how someone else may think, how the actions of what may happen, what someone else may do, or something like that. And that's unfortunate. That really is unfortunate because it's really, honestly and truthfully, not designed that way. Islam. And when I'm talking about revolution, I'm talking on a broader scale. Now, as for my Moor brothers and sisters, I am a Moor. My brothers and sisters are Moor. Okay? So we're going to start at the beginning and just do a brief summary here. There's only one spirit, one family. Okay? One human family. All right, we're all one family. We're all one. We're all connected. We're all perfect as is. Okay? And within this one human family, this one spiritual family, there are nationalities, nations. Okay? We as humans, we're not crayons, number one. We're not black people, we're not white people, we're not brown people, red people, yellow people. Okay? We're not Negro, colored, African, Indian. Alright? None of these terms define or relate to anyone. Alright? These are all brand names that have been placed on people for commercial purposes only. Okay? Commerce and trade. It's business format. Okay? But these terms really don't exist. Okay? And it's very important for us as a family, as a being, to understand this and understand this and not judge that. You understand what I'm saying? We feel very confident ensure of oneself to stand up and just be true to themselves. You know what I'm saying? And to speak out and be like, hey, I am. This is who I am. Alright? And have the courage to just do that. Alright? And I understand that, you know, as a human family, it's all about peace and love. Okay? All about peace and love. Alright? And I understand that we are all expressing our peace and our love, whether it be through imagery, whether it be through sound, whether it be through thoughts, words, actions, movements, art. We're all expressing it in one way or another. Okay? And when you're talking about what's going on today, you're talking about cause and effect. You're not talking about good or bad, right or wrong. Because you got to understand, and I must understand, that there is no such thing as good or bad, right or wrong. There is cause and effect. Alright? There is electricity and magnetism. That what sends out the energy, that what draws in the energy. Alright? We all understand that. We all understand these laws. Energy cannot be created or removed. Energy has always been and it will always be. Same with the spirit, same with us. Okay? Thus, we have always existed. We have always been here. We will always be here. We did not come into being. We did not come out of being. Of correction. We did not come into being. We came out of being. We have always been. All we did was transform ourselves into a materialistic form where we can then experience ourselves through light and sound and matter. Okay, that's what we have done. Okay, and it's very important to understand that. It's very important to understand and understand that. Okay, we are much more than our body. Our body is our spaceship. All right, this is our vehicle. We are not this. You know, nor can we ever be that. Okay? Our body is our spaceship. It's our avatar. You can use this body however you choose to. Same thing with our minds. Our minds is our vehicle. It's the vehicle for the avatar. Okay? We are not our thoughts. We are not our words. We are not our actions. We are not defined by that. Our thoughts and words and actions are expressions, the way we choose to express ourselves and communicate and navigate in this third-dimensional holographic illusion that we have created for ourselves to experience. Okay? We are not that, nor can we ever be defined by that. Okay? And it's very important to understand that. It's very important to understand that. Okay? We are not attached to anything. There are no addictions. There are no attachments. Alright? It's just that some of us, when we have manifested into the flesh, have developed a habit of feeling something, seeing something, tasting something, navigating by how things make us feel. Whether we hear it, we like the sound of it, we like the taste of it, we like the smell of it, we like the feel of it. So some of us repeat certain actions and create an experience based on how things feel. Okay? But that is necessary. That is not really what we are about. We are consciousness itself, we are intelligence itself, expressing ourselves through the mind, expressing ourselves through the body. Okay? And it's very important to understand that. We have no age. We have no gender. Time is an illusion. Time is a concept that we have created to help us to understand who we are and what we are. Okay? Time is an illusion. Time is simply the charting of the movement of the sun and the moon and the stars in the atmosphere and how they circle around us. We don't move. The earth is not a globe and it doesn't spin. it does move because everything's in a state of motion at all times. But it does not spin, and we are not a globe. The earth is flat. And we have a dome, a protective dome around us, and the sun and the moon and stars are in this dome. Okay? Thus, what time is the charting of the movement of them. The time really doesn't exist. Alright, neither does gender. We're all androgynous. Yet some of us, for order and balance purposes, have either manifested ourselves on the physical, right, or on the physical, and as a masculine principle, which is electric. So we send out the signal, or the magnetism side, the magnet, which is the female, and they draw in the signal. Okay, so it's electricity and magnetism. But we are both at all times. We're all androgynous. Okay, we have no age. We can't be dated. We've always been and we will always be. Okay, our body changes. Our form does change. That's true. That's very true. Our form does change. This is not my first form. I've been here infinite times as well as everyone else. Okay, and I'll be here infinite more times. Okay, as will everyone else. And every time we manifest here, we are setting up the stage for our next experience, our next manifestation, okay? And how that next part of our journey will play out, okay? So it's very important to understand this. These are the basic laws of what we are and how we function and what's really going on. Now, I know this stuff is not going to be taught to you in class. This stuff wasn't taught to me when I was in, right? Elementary school, middle school, high school, college, right? It wasn't taught to me at all. But they didn't have to teach it to me. You see what I'm saying? But that's a different agenda. They have a different mission at hand. That's more of a business that you're going into. All right? Their job is to get people trained for the business. To get a job, get married, have kids, and teach your kids how to get into the same business in the same way. Okay? So they're not going to teach this truth from that aspect. But they know it, but they don't teach it. Okay? So it's very important to understand this. I didn't need for them to teach me this because when I was ready, I was going to find it for myself anyway. I was going to figure it out eventually. It was only a matter of time. Alright, but I had to be patient. I had to be ready for this information. I had stages that I had to go through. Alright, 0 to 7, 7 to 14, 14 to 21, 21 to 28, 28 to 35, 35 to 40, 42. These are stages, 7-year increments. Okay? So, when I was ready for it, I went and found it, and now I'm doing it. But before I was ready for it, I wasn't interested in getting into it because I was not mentally nor physically prepared to handle it at the time. That's all. And no disrespect to anybody else. Alright? So, I can only speak from my experience. I understand that my experience is very different than anyone else's experience. They tell me that all the time, okay? My experience is very unique and different, and I'm very aware of that. I'm very appreciative of that, humble in that, and conscious of that, okay? My job is to just speak the truth. I can't lie. My job is to speak the truth, share the truth, and make sure that I'm doing that on a daily basis, on a routine and a regular basis at all times. That's what my responsibility is to do. Alright? I'm very aware of this. I'm very conscious of this. Alright? And as I speak the truth, it will help others with their own internal personal truth. And it will continue to send out this vibration out into the atmosphere, out into the universe, that other people can now grab upon and move with as one cohesive unit, because like I said before, we are one family. All right, we're all connected through the mind and through the body. We're all connected. There's no difference between me and anybody else. Okay? Because if I want this cycle to, if I want us to thrive as a people, as a being, I must do my part, play my role, and speak my truth, and do what I am sent to do. Do what I put myself here to do. This is what I put myself here to do. Because I must play my role. I cannot intrude on anyone else's journey. I cannot disrespect anyone else. Alright? And I must respect everyone else's free will to do and say and express themselves however they choose to express themselves. That's up to them, not me. I have no say-so on how someone else chooses to act or conduct themselves. That has nothing to do with me. Islam. Okay. I also want to touch on equality and harmony. We're all equal. There's no greater than, there's no less than. Alright? There's no better than. Alright? Let's people talk about Jordan and LeBron and Tiger Woods. Talking about athletes, but you could, President Barack Obama and the best president ever. There is no such thing. Alright? There are infinite ways to do everything. It's just what way do you choose to go about doing it, that's all. There is no better than. We're all equal, we're all talented and gifted in our own unique way. Okay? It's an even plane. What we're not dealing with better than. We're dealing with, our roles are different. Right? My role is what my role is. My role is to be the provider and to tell the truth. That's my role. My role is not to be the athlete. My role is not to be the work 9-to-5 jobs and stuff like that. I may do it, but that's not my role. Okay, my role is not to have all the sex and to do all the kids. That's not my role. My role is not to do what other people are doing. I have my own role that I must carry forward. And it cannot change and it will not change. I've had this role now and I'll have this role in the next cycle and the next cycle and the next cycle and the next cycle. Okay? It's just how I use it, how I express it. Alright? That's the most important thing to understand. Islam. Now, as I said before, we are one family. One family. And it doesn't matter what nationality you are, whether you call yourself Asian, Chinese, Japanese, Korean, Indonesian, Thailand, right? Whether you call yourself Hindustani, Arabian, right? European, French, English, German, Spanish, Italian, right? Whether you call yourself African, you're not African, but Alkebalanian, right? Whether it be Nigerian, Congo, Kenyan, Egyptian, Ethiopian, you know what I'm saying, Malian, Moroccan, we're all the same. And whether you come in here in America, you call yourself Brazilian or Mexican or Moorish American, or you're one of your native names like Choctaw, Chickasaw, Cherokee, Iroquois, Anasazi, and there's many other these names, okay, but we're all one family. Samoan, Indonesian, we're all one family. Hawaiian, we're all one family. We're all connected. Alright, that hasn't ever changed and that won't ever change. That's number one. Okay. And on this planet is the Moors. We're all Moors. The Europeans are Moors too. They're just been mixed with the DNA of a chimpanzee. Okay? But they're Moors too. Okay? They're what you call tawny Moors or amalgamated Moors. Moors mixed with chimpanzee. But they're still Moors. But their role is different than our role. Alright? And the Moors established everything on this planet. We built the pyramids. We built the tunnels. We developed all countries. We are the masters of all technology and science all around the world. We did it all thousands of years ago. Whether you go in Egypt and look at the temples there, or you go to ancient America and look at the temples here in Mexico, right? Teotihuacan, Chichen Itza, or you go into the Bird Mound, Louisiana, or Cahokia, or the many mounds in Ohio, and Serpent Mound, or wherever you go, the Grand Canyon, you go see, you know what I'm saying, us everywhere. We built it all. Alright? So it's very important to understand that and understand that very clearly. Our job is we're the masters of it. And what we did to maintain harmony and balance, we taught and trained our European brothers and sisters, and we put them in a position where they can be able to do commerce and trade around the world. First it was in Europe, and from Europe it went to, they call it Mesopotamia or Saudi Arabia, and they went to Al-Kibalan, and then from there, then they branched out to the Western Hemisphere in America for commerce and trading purposes, okay? So we put together all of this. And then once they got up north to the Moors up here, and the Moors falsely called Indians up here, we put this in place as well. Okay? So we put it all in place. We're the ones that made the Constitution. We wrote all the treaties, Treaty of Peace and Friendships, and we did all of this. We laid all of this foundation down. So the European brothers and sisters can have a way of doing commerce and trading and traveling without owning anything. Okay? Because the Europeans understand that they cannot own. There's no disrespect to them, but that's not their role. That wasn't a part of the agreement. And I know you might see some treaties that say some people relinquish claim to land. We didn't relinquish any claim to any land, not to anybody I've ever talked to. Okay? So that's just a misnomer. Okay? We didn't go anywhere. Alright? It's just that the order that we put in place for our European brothers and sisters got infiltrated in the 1800s, 1700s, George Washington, right? And then in the 1800s with Lincoln. And then they brought in a democracy after the civil conflict. And then everything after that has kind of been a fiction after that. Okay. And that's why they got credit cards and all this other stuff now. Right? Because they're not dealing with substance. They're not dealing with gold, silver, copper, fur. They're not dealing with the commodity itself anymore. They're all dealing with credit. Okay? So it's very important to understand these fundamental truths and understand that we did everything. And because we did everything, it's our responsibility to fix it. Our brothers and sisters in Europe and in Africa and in China, they can't fix it. Australia, they can't fix it. That's not their role. That's our role. Okay? And I know some people say, well, you know, it's the Moors and what's you call it that did it. Right? It's the Moors and everything started in Africa. But you ask the brothers and sisters in Africa, right? Ethiopia, Tigris and Euphrates, all of that. They say they didn't even start in Africa. They said they came from some other place in the West. And then they ventured to Africa after what happened. So they all came from here, from us. Okay? Everything started with us. Okay? So it's very important to understand this order. We're not dealing with good or bad. We're dealing with order and arrangement. And I'm just here to make sure I carry out my role to make sure that I do everything I can to help my brothers and sisters with this fundamental truth without disrespecting them and judging them. Alright? Islam, peace and love, family. And I get that. I understand that. Alright? My responsibility is to do what I am here to do. Okay? My responsibility does not change. It does not change. I thought we were just about to shut off at 30 minutes, but I might go another 1 minute or two. But my responsibility does not change. Okay? My role is to do what my position is, carry out my order. There is an order, there is a plan. And ever since the ancient days, we have always understood this order with astrology. Now, I got that on the wheel right behind me. Alright, I look at it every day. But there's an order. Alright, we're going from the age of Pisces to Aquarius. So it's a new order that's being put in place. Okay? And those who are in a position to enforce this order and bring this order forward are going to be the ones doing it. Those who are not in a position to do it, they have not ever been in that position to do it. So they're not going to do it. And that's perfectly fine. That's normal. That's how it was designed to be. Okay? So it's very important to understand this truth. Alright? And not go based on emotion, because I know a lot of people go based on emotion. You know, I'm not gonna be here. I'm gonna be here, but I'm not gonna be speaking on emotion and stuff like that, because emotion fixes nothing. I know a lot of people do that. They want to get you riled up and get all excited. And they start yelling and hooping and hollering and insulting people to try to prove their point. But none of that stuff is really necessary when you're just speaking the truth. Alright? Emotion is not necessary. Alright? There's many of our brothers and sisters who understand this knowledge. Alright? But some of them are not presenting it properly. They're presenting it with a lot of emotion and a lot of misinformation. And that's unfortunate, but I understand why. Okay? And my responsibility is to make sure I present it, do my part. By reminding the family of what the truth is. And the truth is this: we are one family, one mind, one body, one spirit. Okay, we're not crayons, we're not Negro, black, colored, African, Indian. We're not white people, we're not brown people, we're not yellow people. Okay. Alright, because I know Carlos Linnaeus, Johann Friedrich Blumenbach, and Francois Bernier kind of created that color code system. But that's not who we are. Okay?